Yo, Stranger Things fam. What if I told you Hawkins isn't stuck in time, it's trapped inside it? I'm dead serious. A new leak might have just confirmed that time travel is finally coming to Stranger Things Season 5. And if that's true, everything, from Will's visions to Vecna's curse, suddenly makes terrifying sense. Now, I know what you're thinking, time travel. Come on, that's a stretch. But what if I told you this leak came from the very VFX studio working on Season 5? The same people responsible for the Upside Down itself? Yeah, they accidentally dropped a synopsis that sounds less like a coincidence and more like a confession. Because according to that leak, the Upside Down isn't just merging with Hawkins, it's collapsing time itself. And that, my friends, changes everything. Imagine this. The clock you see in Vecna's world, it's not counting down to destruction, it's counting backward. And every second it ticks, Hawkins loses another piece of reality. Wild, right? But here's where it gets crazier. The Duffer Brothers confirmed that some episodes this season will feel more like blockbuster movies than TV. So ask yourself, what kind of TV show suddenly feels like a movie? The kind that breaks the rules of space, time, and maybe even death itself. Now let me be real. Stranger Things has always played with time. Remember when Will was trapped in the Upside Down? And the lights flickered like the past was bleeding into the present. Or when 11 accessed memories instead of places through the void. What if those weren't flashbacks, but echoes of time loops repeating over and over? And if you've been paying attention since Season 1, you know something's always been off. No one ages properly. Calendars don't line up. Clocks appear in random scenes like silent warnings. So here's my theory, and yeah, it's a bold one. Hawkins has been stuck in a time loop since 1983. Every time 11 closes the gate, it's not the end of the story. It's the reset button. Now tell me that doesn't explain why Vecna keeps coming back stronger each season. He's not evolving, he's remembering. But the question is, how do you break a time loop that's powered by trauma itself? Before I get deep into that, pause for a second. If you're still watching right now, it means you're one of the real ones. You don't just watch Stranger Things, you feel it. So do me one favor, hit that subscribe button right now. Because what I'm about to tell you next goes beyond theories. We're talking forbidden level leaks straight from inside production. Alright, let's get back into it. The VFX studio working on Season 5 posted a highlight reel. Nothing too suspicious at first, just fancy CGI and digital doubles. But eagle-eyed fans noticed something wild in the footage. A sequence labeled, Hawkins Rift, Temporal Merge, Temporal. That's not your everyday monster attack. That's science talk for a timeline folding in on itself. And it doesn't stop there. The clip showed hyper-realistic cloud simulations, but the clouds weren't normal. They were spinning backward, as in reverse time flow. Now, combine that with what the Duffers teased, that this season will open mid-chaos, no calm, no setup, just straight mission mode. And you start to see the picture forming. This isn't about a monster invasion anymore. This is about time itself breaking apart. And if you think I'm reaching, go back to Season 4. Remember that moment when Max was floating mid-air in Vecna's curse. The song, Running Up That Hill, brought her back. But the visual showed her reliving every moment of her life in seconds. That wasn't nostalgia. That was temporal collapse. Here's another one: the Upside Down has never evolved. The clothes, the calendar, the tech. It's all frozen in the same year 11 opened the gate. Why? Because that's the moment time stopped for Hawkins. Which means Vecna isn't just controlling memories. He's the keeper of time. He's the reason they're all still trapped in the 80s, no matter how many seasons go by. Let that sink in. And it's not just fan fiction, dude. A few crew members, people who actually worked on digital de-aging scenes, hinted that the team had to simulate the same environment across multiple time periods. You don't need de-aging unless your story is jumping between timelines. So yeah, it's happening. Stranger Things 5 isn't just going to show us the end. It's going to show us how the story began. But here's where the controversy kicks in. Because if the Duffer Brothers are truly going full-time travel mode, it might break more than just the Upside Down. It might break canon itself. If characters can jump through time, undo deaths, rewrite events, does that cheapen everything we felt for the last decade? Like, imagine they go back to Season 1 and somehow save Bob, Eddie, or even Billy. Would we cheer, or would it ruin the emotional stakes that made Stranger Things so special? That's the big pain point, right? The danger of ending too big. We've seen other shows collapse under their own ambition. Remember Game of Thrones, Season 8. The finale that broke the internet, but not in a good way. Yeah, the Duffers can't afford that, because Stranger Things isn't just another Netflix show. It's the cultural event of the 2020s. The nostalgia, the music, the characters, the trauma. It all means something. So they have to stick the landing. And the scary part, the ending is already written. Ross Duffer said it himself. We've known the ending since we wrote the beginning. So maybe, just maybe, all those hidden clues, all those repeating visuals, the clocks, the lights, the trauma, were never Easter eggs. They were foreshadowing. Foreshadowing a finale where time itself has to die for the story to end. Something about Will Byers has never felt completely normal since he returned from the Upside Down. You've noticed it too, right? The way his body stiffens when the air turns cold. How his eyes glaze over like he's somewhere else entirely. It's almost like he's hearing whispers from a place no one else can reach. But what if those whispers aren't echoes? What if they're commands? Let's go back, all the way to season 2. Remember that chilling moment when Will looked at Joyce and said, "He likes it cold." That wasn't just trauma. That was connection. The Mind Flayer had already chosen him because Will was different. Not broken, different. And here's the part no one talks about. Vecna didn't just infect Will, he marked him. The Upside Down responds to him. Whenever Will is near a rift, the lights flicker. The temperature drops. The shadows move. It's as if Hawkins itself recognizes him as one of its own. Here's where the theory gets dark. When Vecna fell at the end of season 4, everyone thought it was over. But look closer. The world didn't heal. The vines didn't die. The air didn't clear. And Will, he felt it. That final scene, Will touching the back of his neck. That wasn't nostalgia. That was the signal. A psychic pulse. Vecna's mind rebooting inside the one person still tethered to him. So what if Will isn't just haunted by Vecna? What if he's housing him? Think about it. The Mind Flayer was never truly a creature. It was a network. A hive of psychic energy powered by consciousness. And Will, whether he knows it or not, might still be one of the nodes in that network. That's why Vecna never tried to kill Will. He needed him. Needed a host, a bridge, a heartbeat in the real world. And here's where it gets wild. The Upside Down froze in time the night Will disappeared. That exact night. The world there is stuck in 1983. Almost like it was preserved for him. So ask yourself, was it a coincidence? Or was it a gift? A creation built from Will's memories when Vecna first found him? If that's true, then the entire Upside Down might literally be Will's subconscious mind, corrupted and weaponized by Vecna. The perfect prison, and the perfect key. Every season, the signs have been there, but we miss them. Will's constant fever chills mirror Vecna's victims. His flashbacks, identical to the mental invasions Vecna uses to trap his prey. The difference is, Will survives them. Why? Because he's part of the infection. Watch closely. When Vecna kills his victims, they float and freeze in midair, but Will, he's anchored. Like something is holding him down. Almost as if two forces inside him are at war, the boy from Hawkins, and the monster that wants to break free. And here's the darkest possibility. What if Will's drawings of the Mind Flayer weren't memories, but premonitions? What if the thing inside him is still feeding him visions? A blueprint of what's to come. You know those tremors we see in the season 5 teaser? The rumbling across Hawkins. Yeah. That's not the Upside Down invading. That's it awakening. And it might be Will who wakes it up.